My friend made the cutest little smoked salmon and sour cream tartlets the other day. And what makes these so special is the shape of them. They actually look like a gorgeous little rose. Really great for a brunch, a breakfast, or even a very simple lunch. So we're going to start with the filling, which is a sour cream base. Now, I use sour cream for this recipe because, of course, it's creamy, but it's also got a slight tanginess to it. So we need about 200 ml, so the whole tub into a bowl. To that, I'll add some lemon zest, classic flavours with smoked salmon, and I'm also going to be using some chives too. I won't be using the juice of the lemon for this because we don't want this to be too runny. It needs to sort of hold its shape. Smells fantastic. And also a little bit of garlic. Again, just using that fine grater to mince it. I'm only going to use half of this garlic. Tap that out. And for a mild onion flavour, I like to use chives. So just gather them together and then finely chop them. We want about a generous tablespoon. Okay, in they go. And lastly, a little bit of cheese, and I use parmesan for its bitiness, and it's also going to melt nicely and hold everything together, almost like the glue to the pastry. Okay, now we'll give that a really quick mix with a pinch of salt and some pepper, and just fold that through. I'm just going to be really careful not to over-mix this, because if you over-mix it, then the sour cream will loosen up significantly. Fantastic. All right, we'll just pop this sour cream to one side while we work on the butter puff pastry. And I want to cut this into 6 strips. So we'll start straight down the centre. We'll cut that. Always really important that the pastry is super cold when you're working with it. If it's too hot, it's going to be quite hard to work with. So then we'll cut this into 3 strips, roughly the same size. And when you're working with it, if it is a hot day, don't be afraid to put this back in the fridge or the freezer while you work on a few at a time. All right, and working with one at a time, stretch it out slightly, and then we're going to spread our sour cream mix. Now, I like to use a little palette knife for this, and we just want a layer of this, not too thick, and then just spread it quite evenly across the whole strip of pastry. And the salmon, nice smoked salmon here that I'm just going to cut into smaller pieces. You just need a small amount of it, and you want it to sort of sit at the top third of the pastry. So we'll just sort of overlap it. And the reason you want it to just poke out the top there is because that's going to go slightly crispy, and that's going to make it look like that gorgeous rose shape. Now we're going to fold the pastry over it so it just sort of sits nicely in there, it almost pastes it together. And now we roll it up. So just starting on one side, we're going to roll that, and you can see how it takes shape, and it looks like beautiful little flower. How good does that look? So just press it together, and I prepared a Texas-style muffin tin. So this is just a large one, a 3/4 cup capacity. I put a little bit of butter in there. They go into the muffin tin, and that is essentially so it holds its shape. I'll continue making these, and then they go into the oven. Now I start with a hot oven just to get that pastry cooked. So 210 for about 10 minutes. Then I'll lower the temperature to 180 and cook it for a further 10 to 15 minutes. All right, the salmon and sour cream tartlets have come out of the oven. I have allowed them to cool slightly so they're still warm, and we'll just use a palette knife to take them out. And have a look at that. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? It's really flaky, it smells fantastic, going to add a few to the plate. I just imagine next time I have a picnic, this would be a great addition because you don't have to serve them warm. You can serve them at room temperature if you like. And we'll get one more out to pop on the plate there. A little garnish of dill and lemon there. And I should have a taste. They almost look too cute to ruin, but I'll break it open. Oh, and look at that flakiness. You can see that they're nice and moist because of that sour cream that we added. Sour cream, smoked salmon, baked in flaky pastry, the perfect combination.